Bam. Shout out to everybody. They can't touch us, baby. We from all over the globe, baby. The lifers, baby. Let's go. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's get the lemon into the water. Let's get it going. Fed day, baby. Fed day. You know, I got my Jerome Powell monkey suit on, ready to go. My politician style. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. We're here every single day, giving you the news, giving you the awesome data, going over Bitcoin, giving you Bitcoin setups. This morning, I gave a Bitcoin call that went up already. Had you been in the trading group, you already would have made gains. Shout out to anyone that did that. I saw people taking gains on XRP. $21,000 was made in the trading group last night. This guy was just taking it. And then shout out to my man, Steffelsgate. I see your setups, man. I'm watching all y'all. I see who's grinding. Let's take a big sip of that lemon water. And that doesn't discount the other people who are grounding, right? Sean, I see you. Stack, I see you. Everyone else, I see you. Master Friend, I see you all. I just never really shout out Steffelsgate, and I see that dude grinding in the trading group, man, doing damage. Also hitting a lot of trades. I really love seeing him really take control of his life like that. Shout out to everybody here. I love you all. Let's get that music back up and running. Let's get it going. Shout out to each and every one of you. Let's start a beautiful live stream today. Oh, my God. Tastes great, man. I worked out today. More water. Not lemony enough. Doesn't get that lemon. Maybe I didn't put the lemon in there hard enough there. Shout out to everybody here. Let's jump into Bitcoin. Let's break it down. You guys don't need to see me squeezing lemons all day. Shout out to my deceased father, man. R.I.P. Jimmy Price. I love you, Dad. Thank you for carrying me through all this way. Thank you for always believing in me, telling me that I could do anything I put my mind to, and always being behind me no matter what. Shout out to all the awesome people here. Shout out to our awesome sponsors, ITrust Capital. Open up an IRA today with ITrust Capital. All right, join the trading group. We have a QR code right there to join the trading group. Jump on into the trading group today. It's that easy. If you're watching right now on your computer, but your phone's next to you, hit the link with your phone. It will link you right to the Discord. You can join the trading group like this with a Me6 app attached to a Stripe account. Ready to go. We take PayPal. We take credit card. We take crypto. Whatever you want. All right? Let's break it down. So this morning, I saw this falling wedge on Bitcoin on the 7-minute. We were oversold. I said it's likely we break to the upside of the top of the pattern. I said just to the top of the pattern, a 0.38% move on 10x leverage. That's a 3.8% gain, and that did not hit any stop losses. It went perfectly to the target, to the upside. Shout out to anyone that took that trade. If you saw my update this morning, I talked about the fact that the 7-minute was likely going to break to the upside. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. That's an inverted head and shoulder. That should break up 68% of the time inside of a falling wedge. And that's exactly what we got. We got above a point of control, gap through this little mini gap here in the VRVP, and then breach to the top of the channel. All right. And that's kind of what I expected, that Bitcoin would come somewhere here to the top of the range out of the zone. Came back down on the sell-off, came back up again on the 7-minute time frame. We're going to see volatility today. That's just what it is. All right. They're going to raise that rate by 0.25. We knew that at the last rate hike. It's funny, the last rate hike, they were trying to tell people, what's up with my hair there? I got a cowlick going on with the headphones. It's so funny. I might need to call my wife in. That one's hilarious. I look like alfalfa. I might just keep it the whole stream because it's so funny. Jeez, I got to get a haircut. I can't. You know what it is when you see yourself in the OBS, it's backwards. So like, is left right or right left? I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. I might have a strange haircut today. Casper banging on this morning. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. My favorite call of the week, man. I gave that call. I was all over it. If you didn't make money on Casper and you're my trading group, I can't tell you what to do. But man, I mean, you got a mentor. You got a guy that searches thousands of coins. He's obsessed about one coin. He talks about it every single day. He puts money in it in front of you. He goes hard. You know what I mean? And there you go. I rock my alfalfas, bro. Amen, man. At least you have hair, right? You can't have an alfalfa if you're bald, right? So, I mean, that's kind of a nice thing. Shiba Inu, please, sir. Shout out to Gregory Smallwood. And don't be confused, ladies, by the last name, all right? I love you, Greg. I'm sorry. I'm sure you got that your whole life, man. I'm messing around. Comp looks like it could get a nice push to the upside inside of this flag of the 15-minute time frame. Possibly 13% gains coming at you. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin in a second in depth. like we do every single day, I'm going to run into that super chat real quick for my man, Shiba Inu on MEXC. I haven't looked at SHIB in a long time. It's been a couple months, really, since I gave it a deep dive. Let's take a look at what's happening to SHIB. SHIB. I still own some bone and some leash, too, for whatever reason. I'm going to look at it on... The KuCoin chart just has more information, in my humble opinion. And it's about the same. So last time we drew this, we had the triple bottom. You see that? But then we broke that low and made a new lower low, and now we're getting rejected by that low. We're overbought on the 4-day chart. Not the best sign. I'm going to delete all my old work and the moving averages, look at price action for what it is, and go from there. Take a look at the weekly. So, I mean, if you believe in the project, you're in accumulation phase. You're at the lowest you've ever been, right? So you either have to believe in this project or you can't, you know? Swing trade, weekly suggests there's more to come. And let's take a look at our weekly support or resistance. So heavy weekly resistance right here. Heavy weekly resistance right here. And the SR flip. Previous support becomes new resistance right here. So that's a key area that you have to flip. You get back above that, highly likely that's going to be your low, right? So you got to break back above the level of 8,087, in my humble opinion, to remain bullish. There is a gap in the VRVP that could help you out here and get a move. The daily suggesting you could get a move to the upside too as well. And the daily inside of what looks to me like an ascending triangle. They're 50-50 patterns. They could break out either way, but that could get you out of that resistance. What you're looking for is really to break that resistance, get back above it, and hold above 878. We'll call it 8,800, really. You hold above 8,800. So SHIB looks like a move could be coming here to the upside. Despite the fear and the weirdness of the market, I am getting a sense that there could be a big move in these alts and Bitcoin. So something is brewing here. Something is brewing here. Now, if you're in my trading group, I do an update every single morning for Bitcoin and every single night before I go to bed and throughout during the day if I feel the need. So this morning, you would have been privy to a falling wedge on the 7-minute for Bitcoin. Take a 10x leverage trade, nailed it, call it a day. Basically showed you the entry and the take profit area, and I mean the stop loss should be below the previous low inside the channel. Anyway, just another day that if you had waken up with me, you would have been able to make gains on Bitcoin. I'm just making it. Hey, that's why people join the trading group, so they don't have to. Like, look I'm up at 5, 6 in the morning analyzing the charts. By 8 a.m., I have a pretty good. I've been looking at it for an hour and a half. Like, I got a good sense of the market. You might wake up at 7. You might have to bring your kid to school. You might have to work early and come home. But you got all the data because I'm working for your $3 a day every single day. $3 a day is all you have to pay for my hyperactive brain. Even less if you get like a yearly, get down for the year. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious assets with me. And that is your time. If you're new to the show, I go over Bitcoin dominance, S&P futures. We're going to go over the CME futures, all that stuff. I look at the world macro markets, but then I also take super chats for altcoins. And we look at a bunch of different altcoins all the time, too. So have a blast with me every single day here on this channel. Then we give you the news at 11:30. Impactful 3 to 5 minute segment that shows you kind of what's happening, what's cracking. And we just kind of keep you privy to what's happening in the market no matter what. We find the newest coins before they come out or when they're coming out. We got into Pepe early. We got into SafeMoon early. Cake early. We got into many, many things like months after big YouTubers started talking about them. So, yeah. All right, so SHIB looks like it could make a move here on the daily time frame. 4 hour does not look amazing, so I'd open this up a little bit here and say, hey, if you can get back down at the bottom of this channel, you just don't want SHIB to break this trend line. It breaks. What I like about this trade is you can get in here, stop loss somewhere below here or here, and I mean if it breaks the trend line, I mean if it loses this, then it wasn't a bearish pattern, a bullish pattern anyway. So you want to be stopped out. You want to get stopped out if the trade doesn't go right. You know what I mean? So you're looking for bullish consolidation in the nose. And the nose is in here, right? And then boom. SHIB looking somewhat interesting to me. I'll give you that. But that's how I would be playing SHIB. That's how I'd be watching it. Slap on those moving averages for a second. Yeah, they're getting really tight. It's a good sign. You're back above the 200 SMA on the 4 hour time frame. So all that checks out too as well. Gaps in the VRVP really up to this next big level. That's going to be about, 10,005? Yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat. We greatly appreciate all the support that the channel gets. God bless you and thank you. We'll shout you out again here. Gregory Smallwood. Shiba Inu, please. And ladies, don't be confused, all right? You never know. Let's get a shot. I'm just being, I'm a comedian at heart. I really am. I truly am a comedian at heart. You know what I mean? We looked at XEC last week in a tight flag, 4-hour AD resetting. Possible inverted head and shoulders, 70% possible gains. Much appreciation to your dedication and the love. Shout out to Seize the Day. I love you, man. Love is the strongest frequency. When you live in love, you cannot be denied. Let's take a look at SEC here. Or Zcash, I think that would be. It's on Bybit, BitGet. Would have sworn this was, I put it, I was about to say, I was like, I've seen this on other exchanges. eCash, right? Yeah. Trying to see if they have it on spot on Mex Global. I can only see the, there it is. So we were watching it in this, I wanted to see this thing break out. It was getting tighter in the channel. It did not break out. That would eventually stop you out, right? So there's a trade that did not play out. I love showing you trades that didn't play out. Why? Because if I showed you every single trade that played out, wouldn't I be a liar? Because then I'd be the only trader in the world that was 100%. Who is 100%? Who hits every single trade that they've ever opened? I've never heard of it. If it exists, then that person would just get all the followers in the world. Everyone would follow them. I've said this before, but it's kind of funny. You're a 100% trader. Everything you hit, 100%. So everyone follows you. So then everyone says, hey, you should follow this guy because he's 100%. So eventually everyone does follow you. What happens? Everyone takes the same trade as you. There's no one on the other side of the trade. Then you can't win the trade. Wait, how? Well, because logically, it has to have someone on the other side. So if someone was 100%, it would be detrimental to the market. It wouldn't work. Isn't that interesting? You have to lose. Like, do the math. When you think it through, like, you have to lose. I find it pretty awesome. So, anyway, 4-hour in the falling wedge, break to the upside, 87% gains coming. All right, tight moving averages right there. Tells me that there's a chance this thing could move to the upside. Daily time frame also very oversold. 1 hour also very oversold. Hey, this is oversold in all the time frames. It has kind of a descending look to it. And here would I be pulling a Fibonacci from wick to wick here. And you can see we are approaching. I can even take this impulse to me. I kind of scratch off that impulse because that was a fib there itself. And I mean, there you are at the 706. That tells me that this is likely going to make a move to the upside. If this doesn't make a move, the only thing that kind of has me weary is the fact that there's a gap in the VRVB here, right? But if you can hold this point of control, that technically is a falling wedge that could break to the upside 68% of the time. Has some descending vibes the way, but it's a falling wedge, tight moving averages. Wait for it to get back above the 200 SMA, and that thing could absolutely rip. So I would definitely keep this on the radar. Thank you for bringing it up. We watched it earlier in the symmetrical, but symmetrical triangles, most of the time, break to the downside. You know what I mean? They're not my favorite pattern. I will tell you that. So when I see a symmetrical, I'm not always like, yes, you know. But you do your math on this. It's in a falling wedge, right? It's at the 706 Fibonacci retracement. So, you know, you do your math. You know, it's got tight moving averages. The safe play would wait for it to get wait for it to get above the 200 SMA, right? And then that would be what I would be looking for a possible move to the upside for SEC eCash and that's on MEXC. All right. Shout out to my Mex Global people. Sign up to MEXC today. Link is going to be pinned in the comment section. Also, you would have hit the game today. Stop losing and join a group of traders that take life seriously. Become a serious trader and not someone who just dabbles. You know what I mean? We don't dabble here. We're pros. You know, we're considered pros at this. This is what we do every single day. We trade with smart money. We watch retail get wrecked every single day. It's amazing, right? How many times do we see BOOKMAP and we watch retail just get absolutely destroyed because they're not paying attention, all right? They're just not paying attention. So thank you for the super chats. We'll keep deep diving for you today on this live. Let's jump back into BTC as we head into the CME watch day. Fed meeting coming out, right? Raise the rates. Of course, it's going to happen. The rates have just, no, the rates have been raised. You know what I mean? Remember that guy on Twitter who said, screenshot this, no rate raise? I don't know where he came up with that, but it didn't seem to occur. So look, 7-minute got low again, and it's trying to bounce again back to the upside. Just trading these low 7-minute stochastics have been paying off. Today, you would have traded up, got out there. When it came back down and reloaded, got in again, paid again. Stochastics are RSI, my favorite indicator in the game. Really, I feel like, with divergences, VRVP, support or resistance, I mean, I use a bunch of different things, right, to kind of bring it all in together. But Shout out to Diablo. Got some serious wicks on comp, right? Even when Lifer isn't on a feature, he shows up in the chats of YouTube channels. Always on it. God bless my man, James Armstrong. Jim Borg, man, we love you, brother. We love you, man. Thank you for the love. Set you something special on your 19K Twitter post. Much love and respect. Wow. You people are so nice to me. I really appreciate it. And it's x.com, right? You got to stop calling it Twitter. I keep looking for the little blue sign. I can't see it. You know when you're like scanning your tabs? So I'm like, I'm looking for my tabs. And I'm like, yeah, I want to go to Twitter. And it's like a black X. I don't see the little blue sign. I'm like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Shout out to the 15,900 followers on our way to 16,000 pretty fast. 52 more people today. We're ripping to 20,000 followers on Twitter. I'm telling you, man, soon we're going to have more followers on Twitter than we do on YouTube. Unbelievable. Hold up. I see it before it comes in, but there is a beautiful super chat that just came in. Let's see the balls hit the jar, baby. Let's see hit the balls, hit the jar. Let's go. It's a slow process, but it happens. Boom. Wow, that is explosive. And a couple fell on the ground. There they are. Where did they go? My goodness. I got to find those things. Anyway, thank you, everyone, for being here. May God bless each and every one of you. Super excited to share this time with each and every one of you. Watch you every day when I'm at work, so I never get to smash the likes or send super chats. I'm finding my way back to God because of you, Sam. Keep doing you and sharing the love, brother. And that was his first super chat in the channel, $50 super chat. Unbelievable. Thank you, Occasional Gambler. At least you're right. You're being honest about it. Shout out to the Occasion Gambler, man. We love you. Shout out to David Kennedy, man. We love you. Jesse Namisel. Just when I see the names of people I love, I have to say them. Stack McChange, MRW James, Sebastian Carr, and all the new people here on the channel. And my man, Dustin Calva, every single Wednesday holding us down. What a tremendous show of support to the show. Appreciate you so much. That was very, very kind and very nice. That will go very far in your karmatic vibrations. We appreciate you. Thank you. So follow me at Twitter, at CryptoLifer33. Sam Price, we greatly appreciate that. Make sure you get the blue check. Don't get played by the fake crypto lifers out there. There's too many. But the blue check is really crushing them. They can't get the check, so it's been great for me. Shout out to PS5, Future of Gaming. We love you, man. Thank you for being here. And I don't know how many, you can see how many tweets I've sent in my entire life. Anyway, I've been on Twitter since 2011. It's been a long run. So, love you, lifers. Wish I could engage every day with you all. You know what? You just did, and we're always going to remember that you're here every single time. So God bless you, brother, for everything you've done for us. Love you and wish I could engage every day. Well, you know, I feel the love strong, man, so that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Wow, so now look, the volatility getting crazy. Went up, came back, and all it's the 7-minute stochastics back to the upside, bouncing off of this range, right? And this is the channel that I've been watching now for days. All right. So as we forget about Fed meetings, let's just break down what we see happening for BTC yet again, like we do every single day. So if you're new to the channel, I like to go to Bitcoin on a big time frame. I like to look at price action on the weekly. I like to take away all the moving averages and just look at price action. I like to delete all my old work, and I like to just look at price. All right. And then we kind of devolve and we break it down one step at a time. Clearly, we're at a resistance right now. We gotta flip that area. All right. We have a bearish divergence on the weekly time frame on the RSI. Right. The RSI is swinging down while price action has a slight uptrend. Not the best sign in the world for the weekly. However, a lot of times weekly divergence, strong weekly divergence, comes when you get above the dotted line. Not being above the dotted line yet has me a little kind of like, because we could easily just get a pump like this up here, and then we'd have an uptrend on the RSI, an uptrend here, and it would negate this bearish divergence. So, but it's there. Any trader who says they don't see it isn't a serious trader. So you gotta you gotta square that away. Then we have that resistance at 25,002, and I call it 24,003, which is where these weekly candles actually closed. All right. And then I just harped and screamed about 30,300 because that's where these two candles close right there. Right. And that kind of coincides with this area too, though. We really wanted the weekly candle to close above it. We did not get that. All right. We slap on the moving averages now that we've kind of clarified what's going on. And so, look, we could come back down and bounce off 25,000, or we could bounce even off of 27,900. It's a pretty substantial weekly support zone right there. You see that? So if we lose this level, we're likely coming down to 28K, we'll call it, right? Now, when the 21 crosses, the 21 simple crosses the 200 SMA on the weekly, I back tested this on multiple assets. And maybe I'll do it again today at one point, but whenever you go do that, go slap on this indicator, CBC 5MA, go slap on the 200 SMA and the 21, and go look at all these, go look at big boy, go look at some big chart. Go look at like, go look at like futures, like corn futures. Go look at gold. Look at a chart that has 20, 30 years in it. And because this only happens every 7-8 years, so you can't get a lot of them. And you'll find that every time that 21 simple crosses the 200 SMA, a big move does ensue over time, right? So one idea that I have here for Bitcoin is we're going to make this trend line something like this. We're going to come back down and test this 27,750 area, maybe even wick down and do a little bit of a bear trap, come back inside, and this will make an ascending triangle that can break us further to the upside, right? So that's something that I'm looking at for a possible move. So that's the weekly, all right? That's kind of how I look at the weekly. Then I look at the 3-day chart. I don't really look at the other ones here and there, but mostly it's the 3-day chart. 3-day chart got oversold, overbought. Said it was curving down. MACD had a bearish cross. RSI was also had bearish divergence. As that swung up or that swung down. Pullback is coming. Now, divergence is only as strong as the support and resistance around it. That's what I've learned in my time of doing this. So you're looking for the divergence to come back down, right? But not break this area or possibly double bottom off of this. So you got your two zones to watch closely. Could this end up being, the bearish scenarios? You got a shoulder, you got a head, you got a right shoulder. This breaks down the measured move somewhere to 17,000 in this point of control, all right? And this could be considered an M2 as well that could break to the downside. So I'm not 100% bullish here. I'm going to look at it and play it every single day, one step at a time. But I have some projections too as well that other people may not be privy to. And I think that my edge is seeing a few things that other people just can't see or even consider. And then being able to keep multiple things in my head at once and not stay committed to one thing. That's your skill as a trader is your ability not to be biased. Anti-bias. Always find a way not to be biased. You know what I mean? If you think something, try to think it again the other way. So you see me do that every day on the channel here. And it could confuse a beginner because you're like, well, he just went bullish, bears, bullish. I'm going to show you both scenarios, and then I'm going to stack up what's called confluence. Confluence is combined influence. I'm going to stack up a bunch of different things that I see in the charts and see if one of them can push me further in one direction than the other, right? And that's really what trading is. I'm just looking for probabilities. That's all I'm doing. If that breaks out this pole, if we can stay inside this trend line and hold it, we could get a move up to $37,000. As long as this 3-day chart stays above the 200 SMA, I am bullish. The second this candle closes below that yellow line, you will see me change my tune 100%. I'll start to sweat a little bit, or I'll get excited to open up shorts and make some gains. And I'll start allocating to get into Bitcoin at the lower prices. So these are the areas that I'm going to be very watchful for. But I also see a 50 coming for that 200. I also backtested when the 21 crosses the 200 SMA on the 3-day chart. And also, many, many times, you never made a low lower than the low below. That was the low that happened before the cross, you never hit before. So, again, I can't guarantee these things, but I can show them to you. Right there, we crossed. It took a pandemic, insane thing to get it even to come close, right? But right there, you can see the cross. We were gone, and we had a massive move. We were actually already moving up after that. We came back, kind of looks similar to what we're doing now. We came back for this retest, and we were gone. We retested the 200 SMA on the 3-day chart, right? So anyway, I'd like to show you the big picture to calm you down so you don't get so caught up in today's movements that you do something really foolish, okay? And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking this financial advice, but you got to have a plan and you got to have certain levels you're watching. Like I know that I watch that 200 SMA every single day on the 3-day chart. When we break that, I know that's going to be a substantially bearish signal, okay? Until then, it is what it is, So let's go back to my idea here. The daily was in the bullish megaphone. We broke below the bullish megaphone for sure. Could someone try to say we're still in the bullish megaphone and we just hit the bottom of the pattern? It's a bit of a stretch, but it's not insane. It's not the worst trend line I've ever drawn. It's been worse. It's interesting. And do we just make it to the top of the range again? I feel like we lost this because we were so nicely settled on that area, you know. So we were in the bullish megaphone. We lost it. We're very oversold on the daily, though. Daily is begging for a bounce to the upside. Also, what I'm seeing on the daily, which is interesting, is a slight, it's like a class C hidden bullish. It's the beginning of hidden bullish divergence, because you got this strong swing up, but this doesn't swing up as much in the RSI, which tells me you can make a high higher than this high. All right. So another thing about divergence is you start playing with them differently in all different time frames, and you start getting different. You'll get better at divergence, but you have to play with it. You have to play with it over and over again on different time frames. You have to see it on the daily, see it on the 15. Beginners want to know divergence, and I always tell them, like, I wish I could give you the key to divergence like this, but you know what I mean? This is the sweet science. Don't let it go over your head. Don't let the gems pass you by. Shout out to Stack McChange. We love you, man. Understanding the interbank price algo is one of the many to become a freak in the markets. Understanding the interbank price algo. What is the interbank price algo? So look at that. Insider information about the interbank market trending. Interesting. The interbank market is where supply and demand meets for the financial sector, including banks, investment and funds, central banks, international finance institutions, brokers, and the best situation also orders from broker clients. Understanding the principles of how financial markets and execution of transactions on the interbank market work is essential knowledge for successful trading on the financial markets. Imagine the interbank market as a financial system in which the world's largest banks and other financial institutions are electronically, by telephone, or otherwise connected together. Some of the transactions are carried out by banks themselves, and other transactions may be executed by the bank or broker for the clients. Transactions on the interbank market are executed here, both for profit and also to hedge, i.e. ensuring risk arising from the activities of corporations. This is the volume of interbank transactions compared to all the transactions in the financial system, 50%. Small retail traders and speculators are not able to directly send their transactions to interbank market, since access to the interbank market involves very high capital and technological requirements. However, for these traders, it's extremely important that the provider broker will send all transactions for an execution to the real interbank market. It is the only place where the trader can execute their trading orders without conflicts of interest. This will enable them to achieve long-term profitable results. I have to study that now for days. I appreciate you that. I just sent you guys on a rabbit hole. I hope you know. Bang, bang, bang. Again, you also don't need to know any of that information to make money. I have to be honest, right? Like, I'm just putting it out there. Like, I've never learned any of that, and I've made millions of dollars. It is what it is. I don't know, you know. Anyway, I feel rude, but you know, it's kind of like, if you ever meet someone that's self-trained and never was traditionally trained, but they're just as good as the people that are traditionally trained, and they just like can't see, like they're like, well, you know. I'm sure that helps, but also the trader that spends all the time learning that and doesn't study their divergences probably won't make as much money as a trader that just knows the divergences. TA, how do I convey this? All this stuff is data. Then the data goes into a data set. So look, interbanking systems, liquidity, right? What's happening, studying the order book, order flow, right? Seeing how many people are long or short and in all that fun stuff, right? And then that information comes into the charts. And then like the total market cap will be in like a falling wedge. You get what I mean? And then we'll break out. And then all this data said, oh yeah, and then you would make, so like someone could not learn any of this stuff. I have to be honest. And they could just learn how to trade a falling wedge. And every single time they see a falling wedge, they could trade it. 68% of the time, they should be a profitable trader. So like, it's weird. This information gets translated into the charts. So you can forget all this and just be a fiend in the chart and only know the chart, and you'll probably be good. You get it? Or you could know all this and then combine some TA. Now, it depends on who your mentor was and what you believe. There's people that believe they have to know all this stuff, the interbanking, the liquidity, and if they don't know that stuff, they won't make any money, right? Then there's people that know that that's all hogwash, and they just study the charts. The older you get, the more you're going to become this person, I firmly believe. By the time we're all 60 to 70 years old, we're going to realize that the charts had it all. And they were telling us all the same information that we were getting from all these other things. You see? Anyway. But you have to spend so much time in the charts to see that, and most people will never do it. So it's kind of like your own little secret that you can't really tell anybody. But it's beautiful, you know? It's kind of like support and resistance meets Fibonacci. Fibonacci meets support and resistance, and together they create such a beautiful ensemble. And once you put them all together, you can see it. But if you don't use them both, you can't see it. Some people use one, some people use the other. right? And it's all the snake biting its tail. So anyway, resistance, 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 resistance. We see you can see a lot of wicks in this area, and we kind of came right to that area. That seems like a really nice place to long on the daily. It's a low range. Now we took out this high, this low, which is not a good sign, right? So it tells me that we may come up and make a lower high, because once you make a lower low, I mean, that's a trend. Low. I mean, technically I go by candle bodies though. So, but there's your low. You made a lower low. Like there's your low, lower low. I would expect a lower high, right? Somewhere up into here, and then a rejection to a lower low. Really good area to short the market, I believe, is right in this area at resistance in this point of control. All right. But right now, this looks like a pretty nice long to me. And again, like I'm saying to you, no one has pointed that I don't watch other YouTubers TA. I watch Jason Casper like once a week, twice a week, because I love him and he's awesome. And if I'm just at my computer and he's there, I watched him yesterday afternoon. He happened to be on. Such a nice guy, man. Anyway, and he's so, like, whenever I send a super chat or anything to his channel, he just like spends a whole minute advertising my channel. And he's like, go watch the Lifer. He's amazing. The guy does great on his, I don't know how he does 100 alts a day. The guy is just, I've never seen it. He's awesome. So shout out to Jason for always supporting me. Always, really, like he advertises my channel and on his channel, and he has 90,000 subscribers, almost 100. So God bless you, Jason, for everything you do. You have good karma coming your way, because you never live in fear and you only spread love, man. So if anyone knows him out there or knows him, just tell him I love him and I appreciate everything he does for me and my channel. God bless you, brother. And you're a great example of how to be an awesome community person and how to spread love. Yeah, the only thing making a trader good is consistency and risk management. Doesn't matter what style sings to your heart. Amen. 100%. Doesn't mean you can't learn something though from Master Friend this Sunday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Jump into class today. All right. I also teach class, I believe, this Saturday, the last Saturday of every month. So we have 2 classes being taught this weekend. Saturday from 9 to 12. I teach I didn't even taught a beginner's course. I teach my special sauce science that will blow your mind and help you see things that you never thought possible. So there's a bit of hidden bullish divergence here starting to form. You see it? I mean, I'm pointing it out here. It's a class C. It's very low, but it's still, you have an uptrend forming in price action. The RSI has the uptrend on the RSI is lackluster. It's not half as big as that. You're also starting to get a falling wedge on the RSI. All right. And if you're new to the channel, usually I go over Bitcoin from 1010 to about 1050. Usually takes me about 40 minutes to come to my realization where I believe Bitcoin's going to go. I also threw in some super chats already today, so we get it moving. Then once we figure that out, we get into world markets. We kind of dive into that stuff. And then we usually do news and super chats from about 11:20 to 12 o'clock. So that's kind of how the whole show works. Just in case you're new and you want to know, like, how does this show work? What's going on? I said a super chat, but I didn't get it seen yet. We have mods that collect the super chats for you, and then they constantly just send them back to me with a bunch of stuff. We also have fan funding now where I can see, and I can just go check the super chats now and check them out. For instance, we had $49.99 from the Occasional Gambler. We had $5 from Seize the Day, and we had $1.99 from my man Gregory Smallwood. Name not to be confused. I love saying that. I don't know why. It's just so funny, man. Don't run again. Sam for president 2024. No. Not 2024. 2032, man. 2032, man. That's the year I would like to possibly come into office. You know what I mean? I'll be 50 years old. I'll have some years under my belt. I'll be a little more learned. I'll have we'll have been the CEO of this company for 10 years. I'll have made billions of dollars at that point. Pretty sure I will. And we'll be ready to rock. So this could be a little bear trap. We get back inside this lower trend line. The bullish megaphone says we head right back to the top of this range again. So if we can get if the daily can crawl back inside, you could see a pretty big move to the upside. 21 is getting a little far away from the 200 SMA, but they're starting to conjoin again. And this is a falling wedge, and falling wedges break up 68% of the time, and that is a falling wedge. And that's your measured move back to 31,444. So they got a lot of people shook right now. They made it look like a Bart Simpson, but they stopped it halfway. We have this resistance acting as support right now, where SR flipping the zone doesn't look so bad, right, on the daily and the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour also has some momentum here to the upside, but what is the catch? Well, at the end of the day, this is kind of a bear flag. It is a bear flag. Look at it. And if we can't get back inside the bullish megaphone right there, expect more downside. You know what I mean? Just like we got to break out. We really got to get a high above this point of control, 30,300. 3,300 is my, it's really, see these wicks here? It's 30,004. We got to get a daily candle to close back above this range. Preferably tonight or tomorrow. I mean, it's tough, right? Otherwise, I mean, that's a bear flag, and that's going to break to the downside. See? So, scenario, they've crushed us down. Think people are going to go even further. Rip it right back up, right? And then crush all the short stops right there. Let's take a look at our 1 hour time frame and keep moving. Smaller time frames. So, now, and this is the first time I put this in a bear flag the way I did it. Remember, before I was just I had it in this pattern here. But to me, they're both bear flags. You know what I mean? It's an ascending triangle, technically, right? And you got your local resistance that you just have to get back above, which to me is that wick right there at 29,379. You know, that's like, I always look at where you have to begin to become bullish and then how we can add to the bullishness. Please, I need the likes up to the watches, everybody. Let's go. Let's go. If you're getting a lot out of this, no, I'm serious. This is my life. I put my life into this every single day. Please, hit that like button. I have no problem asking for it. 213 people, 535 people on the live. I used to go live streaming to 3 people. I built this stream from 3 people to 500. You helped me do it. But I couldn't do it alone. It was with each and every one of you hitting that like button. It's with each and every one of you putting your best foot forward. So please, do the right thing. Hit that like button for the lifer, man. Come on now. If you forgot, if you weren't thinking, whatever happened, I don't know. But we got to get this community stronger than all the other communities. This ain't your average YouTube community. We are stronger than that. We are better than that. We will go all the way. Shout out to D Shuffle. Love the lifers. Bitcoin halving, baby. My man. Predictions on Litecoin. I've kind of done that for days now. If you send a super chat, I'll do it, but I've gone over that many times. Another 100 subs, 44,500 subscribers and climbing. Thank you for subscribing. If you have not clicked the subscriber button, please click it and help the lifer and the lifer community. Thank you for the love. We appreciate that. Predictions on Litecoin. Yeah. Yoda deserves the likes, man. Shout out to Justin Cashmore. Shout out to Jebbertron, my man. So right now, Bitcoin has to get back inside the zone. It's got to get back inside the bullish megaphone. And we got to stay right in there. And we can call this a bear trap. All right? Smaller time frames could help us out and figure this out. Price action is so flat until the Fed meeting, it's crazy, right? Now, what's up? Usually they call the rate at 8 a.m. You know what I mean? I mean, we know it's a rate hike. We just want to see what he says. We want to see if he's dovish or hawkish the way he talks. If he feels like there's going to be more rate hikes or not, you know? And I got the measured move either way. Length of the pole. That one would extend probably to the resistance. That's why it's a little longer. But I see 29.6 or 28.8 on the horizon. This measured move would take you to 28,500 even. But you would stop at 28,880 really first and then a break further to the downside, right? I just get that from the length of this pole. Yo, lifer, how you doing today, sir? Shout out to Tony Rosas. Thank you so much for the thumbs up and the rockets, baby. Tony, all the way from Miami, baby! Thank you so much for jumping on in. We appreciate you, Tony. So we see, you know, what do I believe is going to happen? What do the charts convey? Who cares what I believe, right? What do the charts convey? Well, this morning we woke up to a quick little long on the 7-minute. Came back down, then we nailed that falling wedge. 7-minute had a falling wedge. Just was a beautiful pump to the upside. It was this right here. I believe it actually was this one here, right? Because it's been boom, came back down, and then the 7-minute went up again. And another falling wedge. Look, scalp. I love the 7-minute scalps, man. They needed extra time to figure out what to do next. There's 3 camps. One camp wants to keep raising. Second camp wants to stop raising rates. And the third camp is stuck. in the middle. All my work got erased on TradingView. Don't know why. You know, you may have just changed your profile. It's happened to me before. See how right up here, only one? If you go into power moves, you'll lose all your moves. So just make sure you're in the right profile. You may have just changed it accidentally. Or the layout. Make sure you're in the old layout. And make sure you stay in the right layout. Like I'm in the only one. If I change these layouts, all my work will be gone. It'll only keep the work inside of these layouts. So it happened to me once. I freaked out. I couldn't see. I'd done hundreds of work on all these coins, right? Like hours of work. And then I went and it was all gone. And for me as a trading group leader, like I had that, like that was like, it was almost devastating, you know? So I can understand how that could just be like, that would cause me like great concern, you know? Like my trading view's not remembering, oh my God, I'm hyperventilating, you know? No, that was it. Yeah, this was the falling wedge to the upside we played this morning. I just couldn't remember because there's so much volatility, right? So now the 7-minute getting oversold again, but it's above the 200 SMA. So you look for the 7-minute to kind of, could it make some type of pattern here? Possibly we could scalp it again. I'm waiting just to see what the Fed says and see how price action reacts. I don't put a short or a long. I don't take advantage of the liquidity. Call me a baby. But, you know, I'm an old man that made his gains, right? And now I just need to make sure that I consistently add to the gains. That's all. That's all. I don't need to be crazy. I don't need to, you know. And then I want a 50 to 100x in this next bull run on some my bigger positions and right off into the sunset. Like I got my strategy down packed. I got into the markets. I got out of the markets alive. I came out with more money than I started with. I was able to quit my job. I was able to do what most people aren't able to do, right? And because of that, I don't want to go back. You know what I mean? So if you end up getting out on the other side, you'll risk less at one point, because why would you risk everything you made that got you out? You know what I mean? So I don't have dreams of taking 100 grand and, you know, 10x leveraging it to $1 million. Like I believe that's how people get caught up. They start getting into that FOMO. They start getting emotional. Next thing you know, they're making a trade they never would have made. They're thinking it's all going to work out. No stop loss. They just, oh God. The turtle, man. Just remind yourself of the turtle in the hair every single time you want to get paid. And remember, the guy that takes profit every day, little by little, will outpace that crazy big leverage trader every time. Because at one point, that leverage trader's gonna rock you. Gonna get rocked. You know what I mean? Like, it's only a matter of time. Dude, did this dude just give another super chat? Hold up. This is crazy. Come on, man. You're the nicest guy in the world. Look at these people. And honestly, follow your heart and follow your dreams. I'm sitting here with 564 people on a live stream, 297 likes, $108 in chat revenue, right? Mad love, mad respect. Such a good group of people, too. Got to give more while I'm here. Only so much I can say on here. But I'm very sorry for the loss of your father, Sam. I know he was amazing through what he helped create in you. Can you please take a look at Soul for me? Much love. Anytime, man. God bless you, brother. Almost brought a tear to my eye there, man. Got me going. All right. So I'm watching the 15-minute to see if he can stay inside of this little symmetrical triangle and break out. We really got to get above this resistance here and negate these ideas. We are above the 200 SMA, which is a good sign, and we have tight moving averages. It's not the worst thing in the world. Could we get the bounce to the upside? We're still hugging on this bullish divergence too on the 7-minute that did suggest that that would end up being our low. Who was here 2 days ago on Monday when we called out this divergence? And we said that that's likely going to be the low. We called it the low of the day, but so far it's been the low of the week. You'd be in gains had you made that trade and stayed in it. You know, we made multiple trades inside of this since I've scalped this a few times since then to the upside. All right. So I just don't, before I go to Soul, I don't want to leave you hanging here, but we're watching this flag on the 7-minute time frame and the 15-minute time frame for Bitcoin. 4 hours still has gas, so the 1 hour could flip. It's kind of in indecision. So the 1 hour is in indecision on the stochastic. And it's pointing up, though. It's got pointing up momentum, but as you can see, like it's comes up again. How much more momentum does it have is the question, right? Also has a wick at rejection. We just can't seem to get above this resistance. 1 hour time frame, 29,300 is heavy resistance for BTC. So do I say it's going up or down? Honestly, I'm watching the smaller time frames. If the smaller time frames break us out and get us above that resistance, a chance we can break up and get back inside the bullish megaphone, and then we can get back up to the bigger range, and that can change the whole story. And this divergence really may have been the bottom, right? There's a high probability that can happen. If the 15-minute and the 7-minute start rolling over, we get tighter and tighter in here. We keep watching the 15-minute again each time it gets oversold, and we'll give it its due diligence. But if we get this tight in the range and we get oversold in the 1 hour, the 15, and the 7 starts to roll on us and we don't break these highs, it's likely we're going to start a dump down to 28,500. All right. So that's that's how I'd play Bitcoin today. I'd watch the 15 and the 7, see if they can break above 29.3. If they can, possibly make another scalp to the upside on the smaller time frame, see if the 1 hour can continue with the 4 hour momentum. If the smaller time frame, so 7 to the 15, man, can't get above 29.3, that's telling you the bears are in control, and they're likely to be able to push that momentum further down to 28.5. We got liquidity on both sides, which kind of corroborate my story. Like, the 50-minute could come up here and get that short squeeze to 29.8, right? Now, the liquidity is pretty close, and we have seen when liquidity is close, we get to it. So, just on a little bit of probability edge with BOOKMAP. Link in the description. This is a heat map order book, and sometimes I like to even just take my face off completely just so you can see BOOKMAP in all its entirety. It's got cumulative volume delta down here, showing us how many longs versus how many shorts. All right. Now, we want to see here, as this heads higher to this liquidity zone, they will short squeeze, and we will watch the liquidations. All right. This will actually give us the ability to see the liquidations on BOOKMAP. I go on BOOKMAP every Tuesday from 1 to 2 o'clock. I do a webinar. If you really like BOOKMAP, you want to know more about it, jump on into that webinar. I'd greatly appreciate to see you guys there. All right. So 29,250. Can we get to 29,800 is the question. That 15-minute is going to be the gateway. That flag I just showed you is going to be the way. And again, I believe we have Bitcoin in a pretty good place right now up until that Fed meeting, and see what he says. So I would expect upward movement, downward movement, upward movement, and I feel like they're going to go both places. Probably hit both liquidity zones before it's all said and done. So just be super careful. Don't FOMO in. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do, but I personally wouldn't FOMO into anything. If you're using emotions, catch yourself. If you have to make a trade today because you feel like you're going to miss out on the Fed day, you're likely highly emotional and you're trading on emotions. So identify when you're trading on emotions. Remove yourself from the scenario. Take a deep breath. If you have to go for a walk today, if you have to go for a bike ride, if you have to walk away from the screen to keep yourself from getting rocked, please do so. You know what I mean? If you can't handle your emotions, walk away from the charts. All right. All right, we talked about Solana possibly breaking to the upside here on MEX global chart. All right. Made a little flag, but then came down and made this flag. It's been looking somewhat bullish to me. We showed you the shoulder, this head, and this right shoulder. It did break out of that to the upside. Let's look at Solana on the daily time frame, or even on the 3-day. I remove my moving averages because they clutter the way I look at price action for that moment in time. All right. Resistance at 47. Resistance at 36. A bottom, hopefully, at 87. A secondary bounce off 14. Now it's right at a resistance level, attempting to try to get back above it, but getting resistance at 26, 27. Wow. But wow, I mean, it's gone from 7 from January to the high here at 30. I mean, that's not bad. That's a 4x from January. You can't beat that, right? That's better than most of the traditional markets, and we're in a bear market. We've been in a bear market, and a lot of these altcoins, not all of them, but a few altcoins, maybe 10 or 20%, have outperformed the regular stock market by far. I'm just, people aren't paying attention to the facts. They just want to see the overall, Bitcoin's dumping, but there's so much more going on. I'll admit that hill because you kind of came back in and then you kept that trend line alive. You broke out. You're gonna attempt to retest this zone here because you got resistance, resistance, resistance. Can you retest? 3-day chart's a little overbought and suggests that you have to kind of maybe go sideways and reset a little bit. You've had a nice run up. You've been pumping from 12. You've gone up 100%, even more. You've went from 12 to 31 since June 12th. I mean, you've gone up 150% dang near. And, about 150% because 6 on 12, and there you're retracing. So The 3-day chart suggests a retracement. The daily suggests the pump is coming right now, like any time now. Now, just because the 3-day chart is high doesn't mean it can't pump. I want you to understand that. It just gives you a vote of caution. I like the tight moving averages. I like that we're retesting the zone. Honestly, see how this is aggressively curving up? This is technically, if you took this swing high, and that's a hidden bullish divergence technically. I mean, usually I like to get my hidden from the beginning of the zone, so it's like that. So I guess you could say it's not. But it has some vibes. It has some hidden bullish vibes. Lack of bearish momentum in the MACD and falling volume with falling price. Wow. And it broke out. It's flagging after breaking out of a bigger channel. I've used that many times to make gains. So honestly, I see Solana as maybe one of the not easier, but less difficult trades of the week. Highly more likely to make some gains. Let's take a look at our 4. 4's got momentum. It's actually pumping as we speak, attempting to breach this trend line. I feel like it did break the trend line. It broke out. Yeah, I can kind of say they're still inside. The 4 hours a little high for me, so I would be waiting for a flag on the 1, right? So here's how I play this. Let it break out. If it can break out, look at a flag. If not, it's likely to come down somewhere like this. Make some type of flag, touch the 21, maybe even come down to the bottom of the channel. The daily looks good. The 4 hour and the 1 hour are just getting a little overbought. So you have two choices. An aggressive entry right now at resistance, which isn't the best idea. I'd let this see this break out and retest. If you can retest this zone or that zone, one of that area, that would be amazing at 25. But the daily does look like it can get all the way up to that next zone, which is going to be about. It's got a big target at 39, right? So something's brewing with Solana. I don't know if they got news coming out, but the charts are telling us that something's brewing. We just gotta want to make that precise entry somewhere in this area. I believe all above this area could be a buy zone. We come back in here, that would be a buy zone for me for Solana. All right. I'm going to keep Solana on my radar, man. Looks like it could be a nice swing trade this week. I look for the highest probable trades that make the most sense. Least amount of stress with the most amount of volume. All right. Yeah, you're right. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Inverted head and shoulder. Spot on. Shout out to my man. Let's look at our baby Casper today. Back at 3.9. Just doing damage. We talked about it possibly breaking out of this falling wedge to the upside. Made that little flag. That flag gave it away, but then it continued to pump. Crazy, right? I put alerts on that flag. But look, I mean, you eventually did kind of had a shoulder, head and shoulder, but you eventually did break back out. This thing wants price discovery so bad. It's so close to the all-time high that it hit. What I'm not a fan of is the 3-day, right? The 3-day. When the 3-day gets cooked like this, for Casper, it's been my go-to. But look at the buy pressure on that 3-day candle. That's insane. And look, now we have 2 candles above. We're kind of in price discovery. I mean, the only thing we have is a wick. There's no resistance. There's none. I showed you this cup and handle. I gave you this play. Anyone that was in my trading group, I gave you this play. 91% gains. I made the trade live in front of everyone too when I added to my big position. So unbelievable. And I even had this in like a symmetrical triangle, if you remember correctly, in my trading group. One of the best trades we've made in the month, man. Unbelievable. And you guys saw me with my boatloads of Caspa. And remember, I'm trading on MEX Global to get into Caspa and join the trading group. 2 things that you got to do. Join MEXC and join the trading group to keep up with us. If you want to keep up with the lifers, you want to roll the way we roll, you want to rock the way I rock, join the trading group, man, every single day. Like, step your game up. You know what I mean? Hang out with the people that do it every single day. Like rappers want to rap? Get to the studio every single day. You want to become a crypto lifer? Join us every single day. We are here every day. Sack up that $3 a day, that $100 a month, and join the best group in the game. There's something you're doing right now that you're probably spending $3 a day on that's not going to help you as much as the trading group will. I can almost guarantee it. I can almost guarantee. I want to say I guarantee, but I can't, you know, because I don't know, right? But join the trading group. Pinned comment is the Discord and the MEXC link. Come on now. And I'll show you MEXC, why I like MEXC. It's 0 trading fees. And I personally like looking at my Casper bag every couple of days. And I usually only list some of these things I do when I'm on the live, right? Because I'm here with y'all, so I might as well just take a look. I'm like, all right, where's my Casper bag now? It's been swinging, I'll tell you that. And it's in my favorites now for sure. And if I were to sell every piece of Casper right now, I'd have $12,356 worth of Casper. I mean, that's been a run and a run. And then Casper's also been doing damage a little bit. I got about 5,900 worth of that too as well. So almost 20 grand in Casper and Caspa. You know what I mean? And there you have it. MX token taking a bit of a tumble, but getting tighter and tighter in the zone. This thing looks like it could make a move too. And we'll talk about that in a second. Caspa, baby. So it's in, let's take a look at it. I mean, the 3-day chart's overbought. But look, the last time we got into this wave, we actually got even more run up. So let's keep that on ice. We don't have any bearish div yet, right? So that's the one thing that we don't have. Kind of cool thing, once we break that price discovery, it kind of tries to tell us that there's a new bottom. And the new bottom could be 2.6. It could be 3 cents. We don't know. Let's go to the daily now. Daily had a massive candle. Look at that. That's insane. It got bought back up and then had a massive candle. Some VC, some big company was like, yo, we don't want to miss out on this Casper run, you know? So we did touch the 21 and we came back inside a flag, which tells me that we've already kind of touched the 21-day moving average. So I'd watch this flag on the daily. I'd let this daily reset. But this is beautiful. Let's look at our 4-hour. 4 hours aggressively pointing to the upside, right? Kind of broke out the flag, came back in. Now it may continue to pump, and then we'll find out. Also, if Bitcoin has a massive move today, with the Fed getting dovish, this coin will follow. Like, sir, if Bitcoin has a big move, a lot of these coins are going to just kind of just skyrocket. You're going to see them just go out of control. You're starting to see a bearish div on the 4-hour time frame. You see this? It tells me you should be cooling off, but you kind of got it. You fall up, but then you got bought back up again. So I say the 4-hour begins to cool off. Smaller time frames will tell us, you know. I'm going to watch the daily and get out of the minutia and just wait for the daily to reset and look for this flag. And I'd play this flag for more gains into price discovery at 6 cents. But this thing is about to go pretty crazy. And look, that's another cup and handle for Caspa. And don't forget the Adam and Eve double bottom that we played after we pulled the Fibonacci and we got to that 786 Fibonacci level with the Adam and Eve double bottom. I mean, come on, man. We did it like textbook. We could teach you this stuff here on the channel. If you say you joined a hockey team and you didn't know any of the rules and they asked you to play hockey, you'd be offsides all the time. Maybe you'd pick up the puck with your hand. They tell you can't do that. You got to use your stick. If you don't join a trading group and learn the sauce, it's just like being in a game and not knowing the rules to the game. How are you going to actually play the game? It's impossible. It's not going to happen. So, Dustin Calva, MATIC price prediction, my man. I don't know how to use VPN. Never done. It's so easy. You download it, you log in, and you click the company. It's like, come on. Like, I have a NordVPN right here. It's as simple as hitting quick connect. It asks you where do you want to connect. You pick the button, and you're connected. That's how simple using a VPN is. All right? Hit the description of NordVPN in the link below. I do have an affiliate link to NordVPN. Get yourself a VPN today. Stay safe online. Why would you want to let every single person know where your IP went every single place? You don't think they watch these places and see, oh, well, he went to Coinbase, he went here, he went there. Then they know you're a crypto person. Then they kind of put you in a little place. That IP is, and they work on you. So a VPN could just get you out of that mix and get you out of that list of people that they're watching all the time, the bad actors, you know? So get yourself a VPN and get yourself private. Do the right thing. All right. Thank you. I will now. It's very simple and very easy to use. NordVPN. And I believe it's like I got it $97 for 3 years. They do promotions every once in a while. It's amazing. Again, 567 people on the live, 355 likes. We still have almost 200 people that are afraid of the like button. Let's get it going, baby. Let's get it going. All the way to the upside. Let's go, Billy Bob 369. Let's go. That's bugging out. All right, Billy. I'll show you how to bug out. All right. Don't tell me I'm bugging out. I'll show you when I'm bugging out. I'll show you what bugging out is. I will lose your link and get out. Thank you. I appreciate that. You just supported the channel. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And I will be back when the Fed meeting comes on at about 2:30 today. Right? I believe. Fed meeting, Fed news, Fed now. So look, when I like what I'm seeing here. These are cup and handles on the daily getting oversold. And they look just like textbook, you know. Now they're all following Bitcoin. Bitcoin tanks, the whole market will tank. I just want to put that out there. You have to understand that concept. Because people will get in my group, I'll post 100 setups or 5 setups, and 4 of them will dump when Bitcoin dumps and be like, what the heck? And they'll ask, do I have to watch Bitcoin all the time? And I'm like, why do you think I do what I do? You know, it's funny. But then they understand, you know, it takes time. But low, higher low, up, rejection, higher low. Can we put in a higher high? Right? MATIC looks good to me on the weekly. And look, I mean on the daily. And look, swing up to swing up. That's a hidden bullish right there. Hands down. That's a hidden bullish divvy. Hidden bullish div right there for MATIC suggests that we can get a move to the upside. And tight moving averages with a 200 as the outlier. We came down to the volume area lows already. We're probably going to come back down to once you hit the volume area lows on the VRVP, you very likely come back to the point of control up here. And you visited these already. You found out how much demand was there at 51. Now you're back at 71 cents. People that got into MATIC are already up almost 50% on their money, right? From that June. Remember June when all the alts just absolutely melted? Beautiful day to get into the market, right? People are up 50, you're up 20 cents on 50 cents. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I like this daily move here for MATIC, all right? I can also pull a Fibonacci here. And I'm right near that 618 Fibonacci level. So I'm looking for MATIC to make a move. I'd watch MATIC on the daily time frame. Highly likely. So once I see that the daily time frame is set, I look at my other time frames and I begin to kind of get squared away. All right? That's the key. Stay focused, stay motivated, stay disciplined. Don't let anyone get in the way, baby. Sol is going to move soon as well. I believe Sol will. Yeah. I like Solana right now. It looks good to me. All right. Super chats. Ethereum. Yep. Can you look at Aave and CRV? Send in a super chat for TA and deep dives. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's take a look at our baby Ethereum. And I usually look at it on Binance just because it has the most liquidity. So I had it in this tight little pocket. And it did, look, I had that falling wedge. It did break out. See that? Then it got rejected, came back down. Let's kind of redraw the pattern here. We'll also give you ETHBTC. I think that's something nice to do. Just so you can see kind of how ETH is going against Bitcoin as well. Because that's important. So I kind of have a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. It's kind of a complex inverted head and shoulder. You have a shoulder, a head, a shoulder, shoulder. Slight complex inverted head and shoulder. Okay? So previous resistance right there. Resistance, resistance. Bounce, bounce, fell back, bounce. So it turned that into support at 1757. Beautiful. It bounced off the 200 SMA. Beautiful. Moving averages are getting tight. Beautiful. Oversold in the daily. Good sign. So this consolidation, and maybe it comes down a little lower. We don't know exactly. I'm not a magician. Might do something like this. But right now, I like what I'm seeing for Ethereum. And the charts are telling me that something big is coming. You know, I can't explain it, but they're telling me something big is coming. He might be dovish and this market might explode, but something big is coming. But look at that. I mean, that move to 2,326 looks to be the move on this daily time frame. You're below everything that I go for when I go for a trade. I look for tight moving averages. Check. I look for the VRVP. We're right above that high volume node. We can get to the volume area highs. Check. I look for the 200 SMA to be riding with parallel to the bottom of the pattern. Check. I look for the MACD to lack momentum. That's very small. Check. I look for the volume to be falling with the price. Great. I look for the stochastics to be low. And I look for this to be below that average and possibly below 50 inside its own wedge. I mean, this is my checklist. It has everything. I'd be surprised if ETH doesn't. By my checklist, which is about 70% accurate, it's telling me that this is likely that ETH will be up somewhere at $2,333, up 25%, somewhere by, it says August 24th in that late August area. Again, you never know though, you know. Beautiful thing is my biggest bag, baby. Can you smell what the rock is cooking, baby? Amen. Amen. Can I pay with PayPal and him to send super chat on the iPhone? Yeah, you could do that. And I'll look for it here and it will tell me that I got a PayPal. You could do that. Okay, and get yourself a hardware wallet today, please. A Trezor hardware wallet. You gotta get yourself a, Trezor, please, in the description below. Make sure that as you're DCAing, creating bags, making a swing trade, you made a good gain, taking some portions of your profit and putting it places where you know that you're in control. And if the exchange ever went down, if something ever happened, you would have your money. Don't be a Celsius person. Don't be an FTX person, okay? Again, they didn't deserve that. I'm not saying, horrible what happened, but just keep yourself situated. Do more than the other people do, responsible wise. Go right now to Amazon, type in FIDO key. Get yourself a FIDO key immediately, right here, one of these on Amazon, okay? Once you get one of these, go to your privacy settings, your security settings, or your Gmail Google account. Say you want to put a 2FA in. And say you want a physical 2FA, it'll ask you for that device. You could also use your Trezor as a 2FA device. This Trezor can unlock my Gmail account, okay? So that way, if anyone ever phishes you, if anyone ever stands behind you, if you ever leave your computer at work, anything ever happens like that, and someone's able to get your name and password, they will not be able to get in without the physical FIDO key as a last 2FA resort. Please do that. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. I'm not telling them to buy a hardware wallet. You freaking... Please don't say things right now. I'm trying to help people. Pay attention. Kryptonic, I know you're trying to help, but pay attention. This is not... Yeah, make sure you get a hardware wallet from Trezor. Don't get it from Amazon. You can get a FIDO key from Amazon. FIDO keys or whatever. They can be used for anything. But get yourself a FIDO key and attach it to your Gmail account right now, or whatever mail account you're using. Get yourself a FIDO key on it right away. Okay? It'll make you so much harder to hack than the rest of the world, and nobody is doing this. I think I'm one of the only people I know that has a 2-factor physical key attached to my Gmail account. All right? So please do the right thing as soon as humanly possible. All right? Nobody does this. Nobody has told you to do this. I'm the only guy on crypto YouTube saying this. Okay? You won't hear this alpha anywhere else. All right. Will Litecoin increase after the halving? We went over that so many times on Sin City Crypto. I went over it for the last week like 4 or 5 times. No, it's highly unlikely that it will not increase. It's likely that it's actually getting sold off now. All right. The only problem with this is if you do not have this with you, like if I don't have this with me, there's days I can't stream. Or I could stream because I can use, but I can't like see the chat and stuff. So sad thing is you got to be responsible, But please get yourself a FIDO key today and add it as a two-factor authentication to your Gmail account or any account that's associated to your exchanges, it's going to give you you're going to be so much harder to hack than everybody else. Okay? And that's the key. We want to make it more difficult. We don't want to be sitting ducks. Okay? None of that 1, 2, 3 password crap. Excuse my language, but you know what I mean. So a bit of a shoulder, head, shoulder, 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 complex inverted head and shoulder. We need to take out the swing high at 2150. We made a swing low at 1621. We broke this high. Once we broke that high, we broke above it. Resistance, resistance. Now we could use it as support. So far, we're finding a higher low, though, which would assume that we put in a higher high. So I'm bullish on the daily on Ethereum. ETH looks very bullish, which tells me, and it's the head of the altcoins, we tend to get these little summer rallies, little altcoin summer rallies, like late July, August. A lot of times they get sold off into September. I don't know why September is the worst month. I dread September. I really do. And it's the worst month. I'm always like, September, man. It's a tough month. You know what I mean? It is a tough month. ETH very bullish on the daily chart. Hands down, And shout out to my man who asked about Ethereum. We don't go over it as much as we should every single day. It follows Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pumps up today, it's going to get a nice pump. Now let's take a look at ETHBTC. That's going to give us an idea of when the altcoins are going to rip, all right? You want to see ETH Bitcoin breaking up. Now, we've been watching this structure for such a long time, and we've been looking at the tightness, the tightness, the tightness, the tightness. Now, it's been bleeding against Bitcoin ever since July of 2022. For the last year, Ethereum has lost profit margin to Bitcoin. You can see, right? Like, it's just, if you held Bitcoin over ETH, you made more money percentage-wise over time, right? Now, Ethereum is in a falling wedge, though, and falling wedges break up 68% of the time. It's getting tighter in the zone. A measured move to the upside here would boom us to about 1.13, and that would double your Bitcoin holdings from 0.06. So if you were to take a Bitcoin and put it in Ethereum right now, there's a likelihood you could double your Bitcoin, all right, by March of 2024, all right? Just an idea there, so. We've been bleeding to the big guy. It's all right. I tried to send some Doge. It takes over 40 minutes. Network congested or what? I've never heard of that. I've never sent Doge, so I don't know. That's a great, I don't know. I've never sent Doge, so I'm not sure about that. Let's take a look at our DXY like we look at every single day here on the channel. And it's been in this big falling wedge. Kind of a cup and handle, really. See that? Yikes. Right? But we were looking at this key area and we wanted to see a resistance. Let's take a look at what happened. So we had this rising wedge that breaks down 68% of the time. All right? We were getting overbought on the 1 hour time frame right there. We did slightly trend to the downside, as suggested so far. This could also help Bitcoin's cause, right? And then the daily time frame is getting overbought in the wedge, and the wedge is starting to break down with a wick. Daily, to me, suggests that we're about to see a dump in the dollar. It's a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. So, and we could come down and make this lower low at about 99.059. So, and you get this curving back down. This can curve down. So I'd love it if this resistance holds. Previous support becomes resistance, where SR flipping, if you flipped it upside down, it's very similar to, you have resistance, you come back, you hit that area, and then you bounce off into the upside. We'd love to see this move back down. That could also help Bitcoin move to the upside. I won't even take a picture of my keys or passwords. You can't. There's an issue saying crypto private keys on a good password manager. Does anyone else do this? I mean, Trezor has a cool little app that you can attach your Trezor to, but they deprecated it. Like, they don't, I can still somewhat access it, but, What do you think about OGN? It's been doing very well lately. I don't know much about it, so I can't go off the top of my head. I haven't, deep dived it. I still write a lot of things down. Can't hack my wrist, man. I'm old school with my passwords. Shout out to JJ Nightword, yeah. I mean, I could tell you what I do, but I can't. You know what I mean? Because it'll put me in, but you got to do everything you can. You got to have multiple locations, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Vaults, corporate vaults, things like that. Just stuff, places that are destined to keep yourself safe, That's what I've been looking at this week for XRP, baby. The trading group is just like insane too. I'm scrolling through the trading group and just the action going on right now is awesome. So 393 people on the likes. Let's get the likes up to 543. We still got 147 people or some odd, 150 some odd people that think the like button will hurt them. Guess what? If you hit the like button, your finger doesn't, you can't hurt your finger. And if you do, we have ice packs and splints for you just in case. All right? My little daughter crying. She never cries like that. What's wrong, baby? Mommy was mean? Oh, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, what was Mommy saying to you? Oh. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Okay. You feel better now? Yeah. Let me kiss. Oh, you give me kisses. All right, go back to Mommy now. You feel better? Don't cry, okay? Don't you cry. I love you. She said I love you too, see? Can you check FETBTC for us lifers anytime, man? Lifer, when you get, I get scared and always check. Lifer, when you yell to get the likes, I get scared and always check. You're funny. I sent you something in your DMs about crypto bills being voted on tomorrow. Thank you for saying that, man. We'll take a look at that. I have a 6-year-old daughter and melts me every time. Having a daughter is the best, brother. Beautiful. I keep everything behind the Second Amendment. Don't walk through that door, man, my man. Work is giving me hell. Hope I can quit my job like some of the lifers. God bless you, man. You will if that's what you want to do with your life. All right? You will if that's what you want in your life, man. All right? You will create your own reality. If you believe you will, then you will. But you have to believe that. There was a time when I was living a life where I probably shouldn't have been. And who knows why I was going into that job and doing that and living a half a life. I don't know why, but I was. Eventually was able to switch my thought process and my mind and get myself on another level, right? And that was the key. So now I'm here and I'm living the new reality that I created. And some days I wake up and I can't even believe it. I'm like, how did I change my reality? I'm like, it wasn't always like this, and now it is. And then sometimes I'm like, well, what if it changes? I'm like, don't worry about that. Just keep doing what you do, and life will be good. We've talked about comp at the beginning of the live stream, possibly breaking up to the upside. It made some gains. I'm not going to get too tickled by it. It's not amazing, but it didn't lose, right? Up 4.2% gains in total. Had you made a leverage trade, that thing would have banged on them 10% leverage. That's a 30% trade right there, a 33% trade. So shout out to anyone that may or may not have jumped into comp. Comp took a nice pump to the upside there. Was looking good out of the flag. So far, so good for the move. All right. God bless you. Buy more Doge now. Doge will run up. I believe Doge and X will have some connection. I have a 21-year-old daughter, and it's awesome, man. Mine is 9. They're a reason we do this. Hey, man, I got a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old, man. An 8-year-old and a 2-year-old. Soon to be 9, though. Soon to be 9. All right, there was a super chat. FETBTC. Let's take a look at FETBTC. Then we got to jump on into the news. It's 11:30. I don't know how the live stream goes by this fast every single day, but it does. I'm so blessed to be here with each and every one of you. I'm blessed to be alive with each and every one of you. And I'm so happy to be here every single day. Where else would I be? What else would I be doing? Working for somebody else? I get to do me. Even if I was a professional sports player, which I think looks great, I'd still have to listen to the coach. Like he'd have to, and I'd have to get on the bus, and I'd have to go to the hotel room, and you know what I mean? I like pro sports and all, but man, I don't want to be told what to do. You know what I mean? At all, in any capacity. My mom said that to me. We were walking recently, and she's like, "You never wanted a boss." She's like, She's like, ever since you were young, you didn't want it. She's like, you never want to listen. She's like, you weren't rude. She's like, you just never felt like you should be doing what someone told you to do. Like you should be doing what you. Because I thought, if you think you're creative and you have a special brain, then your brain will probably create a better idea than someone else's. So why should you be doing what they're telling you to do? That's kind of how I looked at it when I was younger. I was like, I'm more creative. I'm more interesting. Why the heck would I do that? Like the teacher at school, like, why would I do what she tells me to do, you know? So let's take a look at FETBTC here on the 3-day chart. You can see it ranges up, down, coming down to the bottom of the range where it usually does beat up on Bitcoin. And these are BTC pairs, everybody. You're going to see me trading BTC pairs in the bull market a lot more. We're going to attempt to turn 1 Bitcoin into 5 or 10 Bitcoin. We're going to have a blast. We have so much that we're going to show you how to do. We haven't talked about BTC trading, pair trading in a long time. It's really not a bear market thing, you know? But once the market rips and all the coins start to go up, a lot of the coins beat up on Bitcoin. They make a bigger gain against Bitcoin, and you can make Bitcoin by using these small coins. You can put 1 Bitcoin in. If the coin goes up 50%, you have 1.5 Bitcoin now. You just made a half a Bitcoin, one of the scarcest assets in the world. So to me, that's an amazing idea. And I teach that. We go over it a lot. There's days where I just spend like 10 or 20 minutes explaining BTC pairs. Who here has no idea what a BTC pair is? If you were started trading like I did in cryptocurrency in 2016, there was no US Tether. Or maybe it was, but it wasn't prevalent. It wasn't all the exchanges. Binance only had BTC when I started. There was no Tether on Binance. So I had to do everything, and then I had a Bittrex account. My first Bittrex account, there was no stable coin. You traded in Bitcoin. You sent Bitcoin to the exchange, and you went in and out. You always had to be in a position because you were always in Bitcoin. You never got to go out of Bitcoin into a... So my entire 2017 rally, I never went into a stable coin. I thought Tether was like the devil. Like I wouldn't touch it back in 2017. I thought XRP was the banker's coin and Tether was the devil. No, I swear, like you wouldn't. I was so decentralized. Like now, I guess I've gotten soft. You know what I mean? Because now I trade Tether and XRP. But back then, I would never touch those things. You know. So I'm seasoned because I've been through a market when it was even harder than this. Imagine having always to be in Bitcoin, no matter what. No matter what. Now Bitcoin was trending up, so it played out in my favor. I'd use some BTC. I'd get into a trade. It would go up $5,000 or whatever. I'd sell out. Then Bitcoin will go up. I'd make another $2,000 off the top. So Tether is the devil. WorldCoin says, hold my beer. Shout out to Jamie. Jamie, when are you starting the comedy section, man? Of the show, man. You know, will you just do like 5 quick jokes every day? I'm loaded on sauce. Hope it's hot sauce soon. Shout out to Crypto Cash. We love you, brother. Jump on in today. I still think Tether is the devil. Sometimes you do need to dance with the devil. My man. 2018 was rough, man. It was. So FETBTC, that's a cup and handle, a higher low. If it holds its own, I mean, that's a pretty good place to look at. 3-day chart suggests that it comes down lower though, that it's not in the sweet spot yet. Daily's getting a little lower, but could we lose the zone and drop down one more? You know? Looks like we may get one more drop down when Bitcoin has a massive move up. But that definitely is approaching the fair value area to buy into FETBTC, where 1 Bitcoin could turn into more by using FET, all right? You could even just park 1 Bitcoin in FET right now and forget about it for like a year. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not a financial advisor, nothing I say to you. But that's something that I've done before. You know, you just throw some Bitcoin in a tiny coin, and next thing you know, you take more Bitcoin out a year later, all right? 2014 was rougher. Yikes. I came in 2016, so. Have you ever danced with the devil by the pale moonlight, my man? Behold the pale white horse. FET.ai coins, hot. Yeah, I have a bag of FET. I'll make that clear. I dollar cost average into it, and I like to own some FET. I believe FET is going to be a big coin in the long term, and it's definitely a good coin to add to the bags right now. The AI coins with me. You're ready, baby? But where are you going? Here, I have some lemon water for you, my love. Here's some lemon water, baby. Are you tripping? This little girl, she's 2.5. She says please and thank you. When I sneeze, she says God bless you. Right, baby? I love you. She's the most polite little girl. Randomly, she tells me she loves me. Randomly. She just, I love you, daddy. She uses all her, she's so polite, and she says, I love you, man. She's the best, bro. I love my daughter. I love this life. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. This Friday is going to be a big day. This Friday, the show ends a little early. I'll be on the BitBoy show at 11:20. I think I jump on at like 11:45. I have like sound check and all that. So my show will end a little early on Friday afternoon. I want you to know we'll go from 10 to about 11:15. Then I pop out and I'll be jumping on into BitBoy's show, and they'll be letting me do some charting and talking and just kind of going over Bitcoin and having fun. So see me on the day show on BitBoy, which is going to be a big deal. I haven't been on the day show since I think last November or something crazy. Super excited, a little nervous. You know, it's a big platform, but definitely show up. Be super nice and respectful. You know what I mean? The lifers can be known as a rambunctious group, but just be like, hey, support, love everybody. Let's show them how much love we got. Let's bring the community to their community. Shout out to any Bit Squad members out here today watching the channel. We love you and we appreciate it, but it's a big deal. We're going to be on the day show on BitBoy, the Crypto Lifer, baby. They ran a survey recently. Who would you like to have on it? And you guys responded so hard, and we beat out everybody. We beat out Gareth. We beat out Tom Crown. We beat out Wendy O. We beat out everyone. I love them all. I'm not trying to hate, but you guys, my community, outvoted their communities, and you guys made it really clear how strong my community was. And that, to me, was when I realized I had something, man. I'm going against YouTubers 500,000, 150,000, 200,000, 90,000, 80,000. And, man, that 100,000 mark is going to be so, it's so like, I'm fighting so hard. I remember starting my channel. Now I'm at almost at 45,000 subscribers. And it's like, dude, it's a heavyweight battle with YouTube every single day. If you don't love what you're doing, you'll get crushed. You have to love what you're doing because the passion will get you through. You can't just do it to think, oh, I want to see how it goes and stuff like, no. You got to want it so bad that no matter what, you'll do it. You got to be able to do it for free. That's why YouTube works for people that make it, because they do it for free for years. So that's why when there's a bump in the road, once you do something for free, a bump in the road is fine. Like, oh, the business is struggling a little bit. Well, I used to do it for free, so I'll do it anyway. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody. Let's jump on into the news. We're going to blast through the news real quick and show you what's happening in the markets. Some deep dives here, too. Oh, man. Okay, I can just pick up the whole window, I guess. Yeah. All right, that'll be fine. All right, everybody. I'll be right back with the news. Would have been nice to get the news while I was doing that, but I actually watched the intro too. It was fun. My name is Samuel James Price, and every single day I do a show called The Crypto Lifer Show, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. We also do quick updates on Saturday and Sunday mornings for the people that are really hardcore trading Bitcoin. But every day, I go over the news, 3 to 5 minute segments that kind of give it to you straight, break it down for you, and show you what's happening. We look at the older legacy companies that are maybe coming into Web3, and there's so much awesome stuff happening. Big news coming out recently, if you've been living under a rock, but Twitter has rebranded. Twitter X rebrand spurs hype around potential crypto integration again. This renewed optimism that crypto could soon be further integrated with Twitter. But would it even matter? Twitter rebranding to X has fueled fresh speculation about the CEO Elon Musk integrating payments directly with the platform, including crypto options. That's where we're headed. You know that's where we're headed. You can see it. He's a futurist. Crypto is the future. He's going to combine anything that brings new tech and data together. If you don't believe that Doge is going to be a payment network of some type on the system, and maybe they're going to come out with their own coin called Xcoin, you never know. But it's happening, it's coming, and get ready for it. So Twitter, I believe, will continue to grow. Tesla stock will continue to grow. This whole thing will continue to move. This man is on a mission, and I believe he's on a mission from God. Like, it seems like he has some good energy behind what he's doing. I hope he's not one of those like people that's playing the card and then flips it on us at the last second. So far, he's been spot on, and I've appreciated everything that's gone on the last year. So much I can say things I could never say before. So a lot more free speech is back. When there was a time you couldn't say a word about anything, and mom is the word right now, but you know what I mean. And I'm a freedom fighter. I was here every day cautiously, making sure I could keep coming back for you guys every single day. I was very, very weary of what was happening, and I was very conscious of what I said because I knew that my goal was to be here to teach you guys how to become financially free through cryptocurrency. If I got too off topic and I went too far away, I would lose my goal, right? And so I knew what to do during that time. And many times I had to do this, even though I didn't want to. I hope you understand why, because the mission is to free everybody, right? How do you defeat your opponent? If your opponent's growing red flowers, do you run over and rip out the red flowers, talk about the red flowers, point at the red flowers? No. You grow yellow flowers, and all you do is talk about yellow flowers. You never mention your opponent. You grow something bigger than your opponent. You make something so big that people can't even see the opponent anymore, and that's my goal with the Crypto Lifers. Italy's central bank taps Polygon, Fireblocks DeFi project to help institutions dabble with tokenized assets. The initiative aims to help Italian banks and asset managers and financial institutions, including the $1 trillion banking group Intesa Sanpaolo, experiment with decentralized finance and security tokens. The Bank of Italy's innovation hub picked a decentralized finance project involving Ethereum scaling network Polygon Labs and crypto custodian Fireblocks to help financial institutions dabble with DeFi and tokenized assets in the Milano hub. This is a big deal. And this could also help MATIC. We just put out a chart for MATIC. MATIC looks like it's going to pop. Show me the charts, and I'll show you the news. I like this. They're going to start using more and more of these Web3, layer 2s on Ethereum. And, I mean, man, MATIC is an amazing coin, and MATIC's going to continue to get love. Binance to re-enter Japan in August, 2 years after regulators' warning. The return was made possible by Binance's purchase of regulated crypto exchange Sakura Exchange Bitcoin last summer. Yeah, so what they did is they purchased a regulated exchange and said, hey, you let this regulate, we'll run it just the same way. We're just going to slap Binance back on it. They probably pressed them. They said, hey, you let this slide before, and it's kind of a smart thing to do because you put someone who maybe got paid to play, or you never know, and they let that one slide. So then you get to that guy and you say, can we buy you? Then what are they going to say, no to us? Pretty smart idea in a way, and I'm not saying that's exactly what happened, but it's kind of some big speculation. I like to think that 007 behind the scenes type of stuff is happening. But Binance, very interesting, and they're expanding. Everyone's freaking out. Just in the U.S., they're getting hammered, but they're expanding. Finland, Japan, and continuing to grow also in Europe. So Binance is interesting. I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. And last but not least, I got some exclusive news, too, from my man Crypto Bear Baker, who likes to give us news on the low every once in a while as well. And let's take a look at what he just brought us. Crypto bill to face congressional committee vote. Washington, July 26. A key congressional committee is set to vote this week on several bills that would develop a regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies, a milestone for Capitol Hill in its efforts to codify federal oversight for the digital asset industry. The crypto industry has been in the regulatory crosshairs since investors were burned last year by sudden collapses of the Celsius Network, Voyager Digital, FTX, and other companies. Among the legislation the House Financial Service Committee is considering on Wednesday and Thursday are a bill that would define when a cryptocurrency is a security or a commodity, and another that would establish a regime to oversee stablecoins, digital tokens, and typically backed by traditional assets like the U.S. dollar. This is a big deal. Clarity on tokens. Crypto companies started out in a regulatory gray area, but the SEC has steadily asserted its authority over the industry, arguing that most cryptocurrencies are securities and subject to investor protection rules. That effort escalated last month when the SEC sued crypto exchange Coinbase and Binance for failing to register. Most crypto companies dispute the SEC's jurisdiction and have pushed Congress in recent months to write laws clarifying that cryptocurrencies are more akin to commodities than securities. Congress makes the bills. We vote people into Congress. They make the bills. Not Gary Gensler. Nobody voted that man into office. This is insane. I don't want to live in a totalitarian regime. I want to live in a republic. Remember, democracy, but this was the republic, a republic, man. A republic where the people, the public, public, the word public is in there. Republic. We want to live in a republic, okay? Not a socialist state at the end of the day, right? The people make the decisions. The people vote in who's there. The people take control, okay? Remember, don't let them get it twisted, right? Don't let them get us twisted. Every day they try to make you think you're the you're the one. You're the oppressor. No. You are the people. You deserve your rights to be heard. You deserve to vote in who you believe is representing you properly and giving you the best form of life. I don't feel that right now at all, right? So, amen, brother. This is the segment the world needs to hear. Clip this. What Sammy just said was fire. Was the Republic the people who took down The Death Star. Shout out to Jamie, man. We love you. So, look, 15-minute is at resistance. Likely you're going to head back down to the bottom of this channel, but you are making this ascending triangle, right? You're starting to kind of see it's still an ascending triangle. There's still some possibilities of a move. It's channeling and getting tighter. The 50 crossed the 200 SMA, and you're back above the 200 SMA indefinitely here on the 7-minute time frame. I went and back tested this recently. What I did was this. I went back to the daily time frame. I said, when was the last time we had a bounce, right? That was substantial. I wanted to see if the 7-minute overflow of the 200 SMA was substantial enough to create a longer idea. So what did I do? I put a blue line where we had bottomed before on the daily. I then headed back to the 7-minute, and I researched this area, okay? Thank you so much for watching the news, everybody. That is the news. If you want more, come back every single day and know that I do a live stream every single day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I can't wait to see you there. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Crypto is life. You guys can take that and add it to the end of the news segment. I forgot to do an end. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Apologize. Anyway, so let's take a look here on the 7-minute time frame for BTC, and we're going to go find that blue line. Why am I doing that? Well, look, we had a divergence, and then price got above the 200 SMA. I just want to back test this idea a little bit, not, from the last low that we had on the daily. Would that create a low on the daily as well? All right. Everybody with me? Do you understand what I'm doing? So now we go to where that daily did bottom. And lo and behold, look what we had. We had a bullish divergence in the 7, and the 7 got back above the 200 SMA. Yes, right there, that would actually represent the ending of a move and a move back to the upside here. And it also went well with the daily time frame. So we go to the 7-minute now again, and we see the same type of structure forming. I'm not guaranteeing this. I'm just saying we have the bullish divergence, and we're getting back above the 200 SMA. We flip to the daily again, and we can see how the last time that happened on the 7, the daily was getting oversold with a flip back to the upside. We got the big move. Same thing here now. Daily in a falling wedge. Could we get the flip back to the upside? That's a bullish sign for me that this may be a perfect chance to long Bitcoin, specifically on that bullish divergence on the 7. That was likely our bottom, our temporary bottom at 28,870. You're in the money right now had you made that trade at 29,325. So watching Bitcoin until the Fed meeting, see what the Fed does. Right now, you're going live for JERPOW. I will go live for JERPOW, yes. He's live. Someone just find out what time he is live at. I believe it's 2:30 every time. You can just go here to Federal Reserve. There's my man Jason right here. And usually you'll see the live will be scheduled for the time June 14th, May 3rd. They haven't put it out yet. Usually they have it out. But it's 2:30. It'll be 2:30. It's always 2:30. You know what I mean? So I'll be back at 2:30 to go over this Fed meeting like I do every single time JERPOW goes live. I'll keep like the 1-minute chart on. We'll have some fun. I'll have BOOKMAP. We'll look for liquidations. And we'll look for opportunity. You know what I mean? And I'll be ready and ready to nail it for you. So, yeah. Went over a lot of stuff today. So right now we're just watching this ascending triangle for Bitcoin. To me, we're kind of at, and we're technically breaking out of it in a way. You see that? But we got to nip these wicks. We got to take these wicks out. Got to take that wick out, and that wick out. We got to close candles here on the 1 hour above 29,430 and 29,300. Like, we got to get up in that area. Right now, the 7 suggests we do get a pump to the upside. So it's a good sign so far. Again, I'm waiting on that Fed meeting. I want to see what he says. So, Aaron, I don't think he's planning a trade before the Fed. Yeah. Aaron Sergman, will you open a trade before the Fed meeting? No, I will not. I mean, I'm in a few swing trades right now that I've already had open. I'm in an MX token swing trade that I'm beginning to build. I only put half in right now. I'll show you what I'm looking at here. This token is just held by a lot of people that, represent the exchange. I hold a bit of the token too as well. It can go up a lot. There's a lot of utility for it. Tight moving averages. It ran up and then consolidated low, higher low, 3 higher lows in a row. I'm looking to break that high. Really, if you can come up and break that high, that would be the perfect area to get in at 299. I'm looking to run this thing back up to 418. So I did start a position in MX, and that's something that I'm looking at. So Imagine Jerome says the truth, and the USA is decentralized. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And take a look. Remember Sonny? Whatever happened to Sonny? Remember Sonny, the crypto guy Sonny? Sonny D or Sonny Decree? Whatever happened to Sonny Decree, man? 28,500 is still a level to watch. We still got this bar liquidity at 29,008. Because it's so close, it does suggest we go up to 29,008. I've seen this many times. High probability we go up and touch this liquidity zone. We're just too close to it. Whenever we're this close, we usually get there. So I wouldn't be surprised. But do we come back down? With the volatility in the Fed, anything is possible. So stay tuned for 2:30 p.m. I will be back in 2.5 hours. We will be hitting the markets yet again, showing you what's happening. Also tonight, I interview an amazing person, Mark Whitfield. So that's going to be awesome. This guy is super intelligent, super important. Let me kind of break down who he is a little bit. Hold on one second. Was that an email I got, Jamie? I can't remember. Hold on, I'm wasting time now. But oh yeah, here we go. So I'm going to be interviewing Mark FILDELMAN. All right, this guy is a very interesting guy. Let's take a look. Just prepping you for the interview tonight. All right. So this dude's very interesting, right? Smart block CMO with a passion for helping companies tokenize real-world assets. I mean, this dude's the man. Super smart, super intelligent, 80,000 followers, doing damage. Been on Twitter since 2009. I mean, OG, right? And just a little bit about him is Mark's a tech-savvy founder of SmartBlocks Agency, the former chief revenue officer for NFT leader Wax.io. He's been making waves in the world of crypto and e-commerce for over 2 decades. Currently, Mark writes Tokenized Insider, the go-to source for more than 5,000 forward-thinking investors and potential issuers to learn about the latest insights, industry trends, and investment analysis in the world of tokenized and real estate, equity, and capital investments. He's also a contributor to Seeking Alpha and a host of the Kryptonized on YouTube. So check out his crypto channel here. 24,000 subscribers on YouTube. This guy's awesome. Very interesting dude. Connecting a lot of people. Knows a lot. But that's not all. Mark has also been recognized as a top influencer by Forbes magazine, named a social media keynote speaker by Inc. magazine, and ranked among the Huffington Post top 50 most social CEOs. Previously, Mark wrote for Forbes and interviewed hundreds of CXOs for Global 3,000 companies. His expertise and experience makes him sought-after speaker and a writer, and you can keep up with his latest insights by following him on Twitter. So I'm excited for this interview. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to do it. So get ready. That's going to be out tonight at 7:30. Strong opinions about altcoins, NFTs, and crypto. My man, Mark FILDELMAN. So I'm excited. You should be too. And so I gave you the trades I'm in. I talked about so many different trades. We went over super chats. We had an absolute blast. It is now 11:56. I don't know how we did it again. A 2-hour show. See, sometimes I say I'm going to end the show at 11:30, but it never ends up, it's like, hey, there's just too much love. There's too much action. Shout out to the 423 people on the live, 475 likes. We never got to the 500 likes. I don't know how we couldn't get everybody to hit that like button, but eventually I'll get everyone to like me. Even if they're on the fence right now, they're watching me like, who is this guy with the suits on? But eventually they get to know me, and they realize the suits are just part of my life. It's just part of the look, and they kind of forget about it. Anyway, $110 in chat revenue. You people are amazing. So many views, so much love. 22 minutes in view duration. You people are unreal. You give me an average view duration of 22 minutes. Very rare do people get an average view duration of 22 minutes. So I know what we have here. I know what I got going on, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Thank you so much, every single one of you. God bless you all, and I'll be back for the Fed meeting to kick some Fed butt, baby. I love you all. Stay true, stay awesome, and I'll see you today at 2:30 and tonight for the interview. We keep making content. Crypto is life. I thank you all for being here. I couldn't do it without you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My gratitude is my attitude every single day of the week. Let's have a big sip of that lemon water. Stay hydrated. And I'll see you later on today for the Fed meeting.